When Yahweh seeks to have fellowship with those who are trying to draw close to him, he does not lessen his set-apartness to allow us to do so, but rather he seeks to elevate us, those whom he calls. Hi, this is Barry Phillips with 10-Minute Torah, day number 2 of the Torah portion, Mishpatim. This word means judgments. And it's not to give the idea that this is a list of cruel judgments from an angry creator who is ready to snuff us out. That's been perpetrated on us as a doctrine for far too long. But rather, this list of Torah commands are given to enable those who will judge between offending parties to have an understanding what is the law, what does Yah say. And so based upon these concepts, these precepts, these established rules of conduct in daily living, one can understand where you're at fault or where you are actually doing what you're supposed to be doing. And so Yah is not looking to cast down thunder, lightning, fireballs of judgment upon us. He's looking to teach us how to be like himself. There's an interesting quote from the Lubavitcher Rebbe. This is a famous rabbi of the Chabad movement. And his understanding was that when Yah gave the 10 words, as we studied in last week's Torah portion, he didn't just speak words in the people's hearing, but rather that he gave himself as one contained in this word, so much that he revealed and bestowed his soul, his very essence of being, to Am Israel, so that they would understand the words, or more than just words. Yah is embodied. The living word is embodied with his essence. And so we would understand perhaps what Yochanan or John chapter number 1 and verse number 1 would say, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Elohim, and the Word was Elohim. And so Elohim and his Word are one and the same. His Word, as he gives it to us, the Torah, as we read it and study it, we find him revealed in it. Now, let's understand this, that if Yah's very heart, if his very essence is found in the Torah, and we're studying the Torah, and we're memorizing verses and concepts, and we're teaching this, some of us have been at this for years and years. Why haven't we changed? Why are we still dealing with the same old junk that we carried into this? Why have we not matured? Well, the fault is not with Yah. It's not that he has not fully revealed himself. Let's go to the book of Hebrews, chapter number 8, and begin with verse number 6. But now he, this is speaking about Messiah, has obtained a more excellent service, inasmuch as he is also mediator of a better covenant, which was constituted on better promises. For if that first covenant had been faultless, then no place would have been sought for a second. That means then that the Torah as was given was faulty. No, it wasn't the Torah that was faulty. It was the other end of that covenant. The Torah was given as one part. The other part is the human element. Verse 8 says, for finding fault with them. The fault was with the people. Finding fault with them, he says, sees the days are coming, says Yahweh, when I shall conclude with the house of Israel and with the house of Yehudah a renewed covenant. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Mitzrayim, because they did not continue in my covenant, and I disregarded them, says Yah. Because this is the covenant that I shall make with the house of Israel after those days, says Yahweh. giving my laws in their mind, and I shall write them on their hearts, and I shall be their Elohim, and they shall be my people. So he is quoting here from the book of Jeremiah, Yirmiyahu, chapter number 31, beginning with verse number 31. The fault was not with what Yah taught us. The fault was with the people who heard it and their failure to rightly apply it. The goal of the Torah was to reveal Yah. And as one walked in this revelation of Yah, they would also find the Messiah. Messiah Yeshua is revealed to us in the Torah. On every page, as you turn the page, Yeshua should stand up and say, "Here I am." Now you have to look for him, but he's there. So much so, then, that when Messiah appears, we should be able, by definition of the Torah, to determine if he is the legitimate one or not. Remember, Yeshua said, in the last days, many will come saying that they are the Messiah. How many people will not study the Torah and therefore be fooled? Now let's also understand this. Reading and studying the Torah, even keeping the commands. You're eating a certain diet. You're keeping Shabbat. You're observing the feast days. You can go through the long list of doing the Torah commands and not be any different inwardly. Some people are just good at keeping the rules. Some of us like to rebel against the rules as much as we can and get by with it. But even if you're good at keeping the rules and you see the Torah as a list of rules to be obeyed, you can keep them and you can be very skillful at doing so, but it does not mean that you're going to be changed on the inside. Here is a truth that is often misunderstood in most denominations, and that is that the Torah was never given for the purpose of salvation. It is commonly taught that Yah gave Israel the law, as they call it, to prove to them that they couldn't do it. And that has never made any sense to me. He never gave us the Torah to redeem us. He gave us the Torah to reveal the Redeemer. He gave us the Torah to reveal our need of redemption. We look at these commands, we follow after them, it draws us closer to Yah, and we realize He is not going to lessen His set apartness from me. He's not going to dilute His identity so that I can get close to Him. No, the Torah is showing me that there is a need to be elevated, be raised up. And we realize, Master, I can't raise myself up any higher. I'm as good as I can be, but it's not enough. And I need your help. And that's where He reveals Yeshua to us, who is the one who elevates, the one who redeems, the one who restores that which is broken into that which is healed and made complete. So, keeping the Torah to make you a better person, well, it does help you to treat others correctly, to raise your family correctly, to conduct your business affairs in a correct manner. But as far as changing your nature, it's going to take one to do that for you. Yeshua is the only means by which you and I can be inwardly changed. It is a frustrating process to try to keep the rules good enough to make Yah like you. You're not going to be able to do it. The reality is He already likes you. He already loves you. He's already confessed and declared and demonstrated that for us. What He's asking now is, I want you to come to me. What did Yeshua say? Come unto me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I'll give you rest. He also said, take my yoke upon you. What is that? His teaching of the Torah, His understanding of the Torah. You take this yoke upon me, and we will walk together. We'll pull together. Let's also finally understand your religious life and your secular life are one and the same. You can't be good on this day and fudge on the other. Yah wants us to be consistent. And we will be consistent and come back tomorrow. We'll see you then. Until then, shalom.